Hello, it's Mark. Welcome to Scotch Sunday. I'm having to start this one again. Video didn't work on the last one, so I did just open this, but I got to do it again because the video didn't work. So, all right. So today we have the Glenfiddich 19-year-old red wine finish. This was a travel exclusive. This is the second bottle I got of this. I know I got the first bottle back in Montreal airport back in, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years ago. I haven't been to Montreal in a while. So this is 40% ABV. It's chill filtered. It's colored. I would imagine most of the time Glenfiddich is. So I have poured it, let it air out a little bit. So what can I tell you? Glenfiddich was founded in 1886. Their first spirit came off the stills in Christmas Day 1887, built by William Grant and his children. Glenfiddich means Valley of the Deer. They account for about 35% of all the single malt sales. They kind of are the ones who created single malt back in the 60s and 70s when they had a downturn in Scotch. That's when they really kind of started coming out with single malts. They are located in Dufftown in Moray, Scotland. They are still to this day owned by the same family. They are an independently owned. They have their own cooperage. They have their own coppersmiths. They have this triangular bottle, which is for water, yeast, and barley. And even in the new packaging, they have this triangular tubes and triangular bottles. I think it's the second best-selling Scotch that there is. They've never been mothballed, even during Prohibition. They actually increased production during Prohibition. And what else can I tell you? Nothing. I guess I can show you the color. Like I said, I think it has color. Can't show it to you in the bottle because it's dark colored. It's opaque, but that is the bottle. So, this is part of the travel range. This is one of three. This was the 3 of 3. They did a bourbon cask, a Madeira cask, and a red wine cask. Their oak casks came from red wine, Cabernets, Merlot, and there was another one. Cabernets, Merlot, and Malbec. I don't know what that is. They're probably from refill casks, but so be it. Okay, so let me read you the bottle first. So, an extraordinarily rich Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey finished in oak cask, previously used to produce smooth, complex red wines of South America. And you can see on the box, all the travel discoveries have some sort of nautical thing to it. This one has, you can see South America on the box there. And that's where the red wine's coming from, South America. So, okay, the bottle. Let's see. Let me get that off my phone. An extraordinarily rich Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey, finished in oak casks, previously used to produce the smooth, complex wines of South America: Malbec, Merlot, and Cabernet Sauvignon. Grapes combined with the oak to deliver exceptional smoothness, complemented by a warm, spicy notes. Sweet berry flavors tend to a velvety sweetness. Okay, and so there's quite a bit on this. And let's see, tell you, it says the same thing there. On the back, we got this rich and delicious 19-year-old Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey has been finished in oak cask, used to red wine. Brian Kinsman, the Glenfiddich malt master, only the sixth in our history since the distillery was founded in 1886, has personally selected the single malt Scotch whiskey used to create this exclusive Glenfiddich red wine cask finish, and third in our Glenfiddich Age of Discovery range. I mean, that's quite a bit. The packaging is really kind of cool. So, and it says here that in 1831, the HMS Beagle sailed from Plymouth in England. Charles Darwin, a young gentle naturalist, was on board of the ship, having been recruited by Robert Fitzroy, ship's captain, to record the natural history and geology that they were to encounter on their travels. Beagle's voyage lasted nearly 5 years, sailing down the east coast of South America, through the Straits of Magellan, up the west coast, and then towards the Galapagos, Tahiti, New Zealand, Australia, and South Africa. Having circled the globe, they returned to England, landing in Portsmouth in 1836. So I have Biscuit helping me. What you doing, kitty? Charles Darwin spent much of the trip traveling on land, making long expeditions to the interior of South America, collecting specimens of plants, animals, and fossils, as well as recording the geology of places that he visited. In Argentina, he visited what were to become the key wine-growing regions of Mendoza and Rio Negro. Okay, that's the same thing about what's on the cask. This side says, one of Darwin's pivotal moments on the voyage of the HMS Beagle was a month spent exploring the Galapagos. As usual, he spent a great deal of time ashore collecting specimens from different islands, making observations and drawings, particularly of giant tortoises, iguanas, and many birds. More than 20 years later, it was these specimens and observations that inspired him to publish on the origin of species by means of natural selection or the preservation of favored races in the struggle for life. The pioneering spirit of Charles Darwin, Captain Fitzroy, and the crew of the HMS Beagle, their courage, extraordinary adventures, and discoveries still convey a sense of wonder across 175 years that separate us. In 1886, William Grant and his son set out to fulfill a lifelong ambition. Together with the true pioneering spirit, they built the Glenfiddich distillery by hand. This was the dream, and start a new adventure to create the best dram in the valley. And same old, same old. I'm not going in. That's enough. I've read enough. Okay, so go into the nose. Yeah. Getting red fruit. I'm really going to say cherries. Yes. Definitely do get some Glenfiddich apples in there. I do get some berries. Like sweet. They're very, very sweet. Like, what was, like, creamy. There's a creaminess to it. Like whipped cream. Do get some lemon in there. But mostly dark fruit. Cherries, berries, there is some apples in there. Honey. Definitely get that dark fruit though. Cherries really comes through, but okay. Let's go into the palate. Very sweet caramel. Dark fruit like cherries and plums. sweet berries. Definitely get some vanilla, but very fruity. Vanilla, caramel. Yeah, very good. Really, so this is like dark fruit, red fruit, dark fruit, cherries, berries. Um, there is some apple in there though, but really cherries. I mean, yeah. And then, like I said, it's like that Cool Whip kind of whipped cream kind of. Cool Whip, not whipped cream, Cool Whip. So, plums, berries. There's a little bit of spice. It does taste a little hotter than 40% ABV. I guess it could be the spice, but yeah, that is different, particularly for Glenfiddich. So, like I said, this is my second bottle of this, so I think enough of it to buy it again. So, I'm going to buy it again. We're going to give it a 7. See you next time.